Pomelos are low in calories and rich in nutritional value, but it does negatively interact with medications. Project Hope includes 51 schools, and some affected students have now become teachers. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Lori Chen. Thank you for joining us. As Mid-Autumn Festival is approaching, farmers are harvesting pomelos. This is a type of fruit that is low in calories and high in nutritional value. However, it's not for everyone. The reason is that pomelo contains a certain substance that will have a negative interaction with many chronic disease medications. Let's hear what the doctors have to say.
As Mid-Autumn Festival is approaching, the farmers are busy harvesting pomelos. With a whole array of pomelos on the market, do you know how to pick the best ones?
The bag should be flat, and as you pick it up, it is pear-shaped. When you touch it, it feels fine and has a shining coat. The most delicious ones weigh somewhere between 300 to 500 grams. Its fruits will be fine and soft.
Compared to other fruits, pomelo contains fewer calories. 100 grams of pomelo contains only 40 calories, but has lots of nutritional value.
It contains abundant dietary fiber, vitamins B1, B2, B6, calcium, potassium, and minerals. Its dietary fiber can help regulate bowel movement. Its vitamin C can prevent the formation of abnormal pigmentation. It can also help with the formation of collagen and the absorption of iron.
Despite the nutritional value of pomelo, not everyone can enjoy it. The reason being pomelo contains furanocoumarins, which inhibits the liver to metabolize certain enzymes. It also has properties that negatively interact with certain medications.
There is the most obvious inhibition of the CYP3A4 liver enzyme, which will either activate or deactivate many Western medications. This will lead to higher or lower levels of the type of drugs in the bloodstream. When the effects is increased in the bloodstream, the toxicity will also rise, which can be life-threatening.
Patients who are taking certain medications are strongly advised not to consume pomelos, such as lowering blood lipids, lowering blood pressure, regulating irregular heartbeats, or immunosuppressive drugs. If they must eat pomelos, they should only consume 1 or 2 slices at the most. Definitely do not eat a whole pomelo.
As we have heard, Typhoon Mangkhut left a long trail of destruction as it ripped through Asia. Before the storm arrived in Hong Kong, local Tzu Chi volunteers had quickly put together disaster preparation supplies for the local residents. There will be continuous care and follow-up as the cleanup efforts begin.
The strong wind and heavy rain from Typhoon Mangkhut had a severe impact on Hong Kong. This is the video a Tzu Chi volunteer filmed. Before the typhoon arrives, volunteers have prepared aid supplies to bring over to a temporary shelter. At the temporary shelter, many familiar faces have shown up one by one. They are affected residents from fire accidents, Typhoon Hato, and also some volunteers from a beach cleaning.
Tzu Chi volunteers are like my good friends, and it's nice to see them again. They called me before the typhoon and persuaded me to stay at the temporary shelter to secure my safety. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't plan to stay overnight.
I've seen Tzu Chi volunteers distributing blankets and caring for affected residents with compassion. I shall represent the Community Association and express our gratitude to you all.
At 9 p.m., volunteers went out to ask residents to evacuate as soon as possible. Coincidentally, 2 policemen brought out Mrs. Zhong, whom volunteers were picking up. Seeing the volunteers, she found a warm shoulder to rely on and finally felt relieved.
As Tzu Chi Singapore chapter celebrates 25th anniversary, the volunteers held a pilgrimage. Therefore, Dharma masters from Hualien Jingsi Bo led 270 Tzu Chi volunteers and members of the public to sincerely pray for a world free of disasters.
Let's sincerely chant the name of the Buddha. May our prayers reach the Buddha and heavenly beings.
As Tzu Chi Singapore chapter celebrates its 25th anniversary, Jingsi Abo Dharma masters lead the public in a pilgrimage. 270 volunteers chant the Buddha's name and prostrate after every 3 steps.
It calms our minds and makes me feel that this is the path we should take. I hope we can continue on this path with a firm vow.
Among the volunteers, someone has overcome her physical discomfort to accomplish the pilgrimage.
I was worried that I could not accomplish the pilgrimage since my waist and knee often feel painful. After accomplishing the pilgrimage, I feel very happy. I am very grateful. Thank you.
In fact, my knees are not very healthy and I have low blood pressure. Halfway through the pilgrimage, I felt that I was about to faint, but I told myself to persevere. With the will comes the strength. Therefore, if you have the will, you can accomplish this.
As the volunteers pray sincerely to the Buddha, they've also vowed to continue to pass on Tzu Chi's lineage in Singapore.
In China, a free clinic was held by the Suzhou Tzu Chi Health Promotion Center to celebrate its 6th anniversary. Doctors from different parts of the country used a combination of Chinese and Western medical treatments to serve the patients.
To celebrate the 6th anniversary of Suzhou Tzu Chi Health Promotion Center, a free clinic is held to thank local residents.
The doctor said that I was deficient in yang, so he gave me acupuncture therapy. I feel much better now.
The pace of modern life has become faster than before, so more and more people cannot sleep well. People also feel stressed out. These symptoms cause multiple illnesses.
We hope to do our part to help the public, so we seized the chance to come here and serve people in need.
The anniversary celebration of the hospital makes people feel like home. I don't feel that I am actually in a hospital or a clinic. The event is full of love and warmth.
As the anniversary celebration, medical professionals continue to uphold their initial aspirations to serve less fortunate people.
In Penghu, there's a group of Tzu Chi documenting volunteers using their cameras and pens to register Tzu Chi's footprints. Not only do they do this on a regular basis, but whenever disasters strike, they're always in the front lines. They really are role models of the true Tzu Chi spirit.
This woman is able to carry 20 kilograms of photographic equipment.
The tripod, video camera, and battery is quite a load for me. Actually, I have a bulging disc and some lumbar problems. My left eye has almost no vision due to astigmatism. Almost everything is done with my right eye.
Using her good eye, she is able to go everywhere in Penghu. On the day of the plane crash 4 years ago, Deng Baozhu arrived on the scene before other reporters.
I remember grabbing a video camera and just rushing out the door.
At that time, she was working many days in a row and was exhausted. She went to the hospital for an IV drip and continued to do her work. More than 10 years of experience as a documenting volunteer has meant that Deng Baozhu has visited all the islands around Penghu.
Although Penghu is an island, there are many other outlying islands. It's a rare opportunity for us to take a look at other island ecology. This recording work may be hard, but I've begun to think of it as my happiness.
On this day, Deng Baozhu boarded a boat for Chou Island, where she is covering a local story.
Through my lens, I record a beautiful story. DaAi TV broadcasts it, and more people can know about it.
That day, she came to Ma Gong to do more filming.
I think that what is difficult can be a blessing. We should use our youth to do more charity work.
4位志工是澎湖的代表。DaAi新闻真善美志工邓宝珠澎湖报道。
DaAi TV often broadcasts Penghu news produced by Deng Baozhu. It's hard to believe that she once knew nothing about conducting interviews.
Don't even talk about filming because I didn't even know how to use a computer. I just wanted to participate as a documenting volunteer. I'm only a middle school graduate. My writing is okay, but the technical skill was hard for me. I'm surprised that I've been doing this for so long. I just use my heart to do this, and I don't rely on skills.
A person's potential is endless. Dong Baozhu learned everything from scratch, from writing press releases to photography, filming, and even video editing.
Sometimes I work until very early in the morning, like 2 or 3 a.m. This is actually quite common for me. I need to work hard to overcome my shortcomings.
From a layperson to a professional journalist, Dong Baozhu has done all of this and is eager to share. A new volunteer, Zhang Qingjie, who just picked up the camera, is coming over for advice.
When learning this, there's no pressure. These senior volunteers are very encouraging. They accompany me. It has been a great benefit to me.
After work, he is a volunteer and shows lots of tenderness, but during the day, Zhang Qingjie can be quite strict as a traffic cop.
In summer, our staffing is more of a problem when it comes to managing traffic in Penghu. Our two problems are traffic and public safety. This is what the police need to manage.
This busy police officer, Zhang Qingjie, also finds time to do charitable work.
Tzu volunteers are very patient. They use sincerity when they accompany you. Our elderly patients enjoy every photo. Maybe I haven't taken a good photo, but their emotion is quite warm and touching.
As soon as he said this, Dong Baozhu appeared by his side, busy filming the scene. The two work together at Ziji, documenting volunteers. They're as close as family members. They record this story to share with others, and through their work as documenting volunteers, they are being compassionate and showing the grace and goodness of others.
The devastating 9/21 earthquake happened 19 years ago. At the time, nearly half of the 1,546 school buildings and dormitories in Taiwan either collapsed or were badly damaged. That's why Tzu created Project Hope, where 51 schools were reconstructed. In our first episode, we would like to take you to visit some of the affected students that have now become teachers in these schools. What a great example of the cycle of great love.
I was in second grade elementary school at the time when the 9/21 earthquake hit. This photo is taken from my balcony. I was very sad and anxious about this. 2 years later, with the help of Tzu Ji, the school became very beautiful. This made us feel very happy when reconstruction of our school was completed.
From the scrapbook of Tai Yirong, a second grade student at the time, we can see the wishes that she wrote down at the time have all come true. From feeling frustrated and helpless to learning to laugh again, Cai Yirong has gone on from elementary school to university. She even got her teacher's license and has returned to her alma mater, Tucheng Elementary School, to teach.
I tell my students that I use the same desk as them. I tell them I went to this school and also walked the same roads on this campus. The best textbook is actually life experience. It's important to teach students how to be grateful and the need to give back.
Teacher Tsai's 9/21 experience is filled with sadness and laughter. Fortunately, love from the community helped them recover. Her mother even felt this love and began serving as a volunteer at the school.
现在呢，到了读经课的时间。
My daughter benefited from this school. I'm able to give back, so I definitely want to help these students.
Her mother specializes in teaching the classics and she teaches math. Although their fields are different, they are both devoted to students.
I see them and they wear the same uniform and grow up slowly. They become more mature and understand more things. This feeling always stays with me.
I think that one is blessed to be able to serve others. It's definitely better than being served, and it's something that I'm happy to do.
Happy teachers can lead to happy children. I think there is the type of magnetic attraction.
Love can help create a happy campus. This is one of the lessons taught at Nantou Middle School. Teachers and students turned to the activity center, which was untouched by the earthquake. They used boxes of instant noodles and mineral water to create 20 classrooms. This led classes to resume. These broken walls are decorated by art teacher Xiao Rukai, who hung up work from students. He thought that this might appease some of the apprehension of students. "19 years after the earthquake, Mr. Xiao has retired, but often returns to the campus to tell students about this difficult time.
The 1921 earthquake was devastating. I saw many excavators tearing down our art building. When I made this drawing, I wanted to capture this feeling. It was a concern for nature. We need to do more studying of how to live peacefully with each other and nature."
Using art to smooth his pain, Mr. Xiao spent 2 years producing these 157 clay tiles, which were pieced together into this mural, which was donated to the school. The characters are all his former students.
There are many students who suffer a great disaster at home, but they actually forgot about everything.
Forgetting the pain helps them lead a new life. School teacher Hu Naiyun used to be a student of Mr. Xiao. At the time of the 9/21 earthquake, she was a student in the 9th grade.
你会想当美术老师，是不是也是受到肖老师的启发？
这是毋庸置疑的。
I just wanted to stick with my own path. Even though it is difficult, I didn't worry about it. I just want to achieve my goal.
Finally arriving at the goal of being a teacher, Hu Naiyun was able to return to her alma mater. The children in her class are her students, but they also seem like classmates to her.
I believe that having another level of communication with these students is quite good. My experience shows me that teachers can be a mentor. I treat them like classmates, and they are very accepting of my instruction.
These students who were affected by the 9/21 disaster have returned to share their love and compassion with their students. This has been aided by Ziji's Project Hope, which has helped rebuild these precious school campuses.
Staying on the topic of 9/21, Ziji Zhusan Liaison Office has held a gratitude concert. At the event, the individuals once affected by the earthquake shared their past stories. Many of the survivors also seized the occasion to express their gratitude towards Ziji for building the DaAi village and multiple schools in the disaster areas.
At the concert, 27-year-old Wu Qifeng is serving tea. When 9/21 earthquake struck, he was a second grader. Seeing how Ziji volunteers help out at his school, he was deeply moved. 19 years later, he's about to become a Ziji volunteer himself.
Seeing how young people can give of themselves without asking for anything in return, I am attracted.
When 9/21 earthquake struck, Chen Yongnan was studying at Jiji Elementary School. Back then, he followed Ziji volunteers to raise funds for the earthquake relief.
Ziji volunteers were concerned about our school, which collapsed. They kept talking with us and caring for us. I thought I should also do my share to help our school.
Ziji Foundation has helped rebuild the school and DaAi village, bring hope to the disaster areas.
In the aftermath of the quake, we did not have a place to stay, so we slept in the car. Later, we slept in the tents on the roadside.
Ziji volunteers came immediately after the earthquake. I feel that they are really helping us.
19 years have passed since the 9/21 earthquake struck, but many DaAi villagers still remember how Ziji volunteers helped them. To reciprocate this assistance, Wei Wang and Xiao Bigui volunteer whenever they have time, spreading the great love.
The Kingdom of Bhutan sits between China and India. It has a national happiness index and is committed to environmental protection efforts. Recently, the Bhutanese princess visited the Ziji Humanitarian Center. After the visit, she expressed her desire to bring Ziji's spirit back to the people of Bhutan. What an honor!
They can combine with the music and the title.
With pretty short hair and a traditional costume, she listens carefully to the tour guide. She is the princess of the Kingdom of Bhutan. Bhutan's state religion is Buddhism. On her first visit to Taiwan, she came to Ziji's Humanitarian and Communication Center.
But wherever there are people in need, Ziji volunteers will be there to help.
This introductory film about the Ziji Foundation leaves a deep impression on her.
Our Buddhist team, the monks here, they're also starting some sort of care where the monks take care of the elderly people and things like that.
Entering the studio, the lively atmosphere leads the princess to smile brightly. This visit has taken a long time to plan, as every moment is used wisely.
Now they can see what we do, learning about our 4 major missions. I think that it's a good opportunity to tell them about Buddhist groups in Taiwan. We have done a lot of special things, and each side can learn from each other.
In the future, more cooperation will allow for more compassion and care to be spread throughout the world.
According to statistics from Ziji's Bone Marrow Stem Cell Center, the chance of a successful match is 1 out of 10,000. In order to recruit more donors, Ziji volunteers went into the streets to encourage more people to register. During the event, they successfully received 73 donor blood samples.
Ziji volunteers are looking for the 1 out of 10,000 matching bone marrow donor for leukemia patients. Here at the shopping mall plaza, volunteers hosted a stem cell registry drive.
I'm here to build my profile. I will definitely donate my bone marrow if I'm matched because this is a meaningful act.
I was bringing my children to an event this morning, and a volunteer told me about this stem cell registry drive, so I wanted to use the opportunity to teach my children about this. I also hope that I could have the blessing to be a donor someday.
I built my profile for 20 years because I've always wanted to be a donor. I didn't hesitate for a second when I'm donating my bone marrow. Upon thinking that the receiver may be a father or mother of a family, I felt that I'd help the whole family instead of one person. This made me feel honorable and worthwhile.
Ziji also hosted a musical concert to express gratitude to selfless donors. The adorable young volunteers have brought laughter to everyone here. Many leukemia patients are waiting for their matching bone marrow donors to save their lives. Your simple action can be the hope for an entire family.
Every year, Ziji Dallas chapter actively promotes vegetarianism during the 7th lunar month. This year, many of the teachers from the Obama school participated as well. Not only did everyone enjoy the delicious vegetarian dishes, but they all sincerely prayed for a peaceful world. Thank you for watching, and may there be no more disasters. See you next time.